Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I definitely gardened before this, so if you've come from TikTok, you've come to the right place. I'm gonna give you guys my three favorite glute exercises that really target your fucking glutes. And I'm also gonna show you guys how to do them because I think 90% of you probably need some form help just because 90% of training is always form. I'm gonna take pre-workout. I've had the busiest day, if I'm being completely honest, and so I'm gonna smash some of this. It's 8 o'clock, I probably shouldn't have any, but I also had gummies, so let's just like even out what we've already done, you know? Even if it's just a little bit. It'll get me through the YouTube video, okay? I need water. I don't want too much because I definitely won't drink it all, but where are we gonna go? Where do you guys wanna go? I should have got my lid. We're gonna have so much fun together, you guys. It's just me and you. We have the whole gym to ourselves. So let's begin. Hip thrusts. I feel like I've showed you guys hip thrusts. Let's do something different. You know what one of my favorites has been lately, actually? Sumo squats. Sumo squats, you guys. Okay, so if you want this part, how far away do I have to be? If you want like this part of your glutes to grow, like the upper vibe, sumo squats are really good because it like obviously targets that. They're actually fucking bomb. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how to do them. So would they be my top exercise though? Probably RDLs. Let's go do some RDLs. Will I do RDLs? Yeah, guys, I feel like, why did I do that? I literally gardened before this. Like I had gummies, smoked a little bit, and now I'm just all over the place. We're gonna do RDLs first. RDLs have always been one of my favorites, if I'm being honest. RDLs are like be all end all when you're trying to grow glutes. But it really honestly depends on your form because I've seen girls do it and I'm like, you're gonna hurt your back. Or if your back does hurt when you're doing RDLs, let me show you. Let's go. This is actually such a vibe. I can just talk and do my thing. Cool. So RDLs. I'm gonna give you guys like probably 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10 tips on just RDLs, okay? And we're not even gonna put weight on the bar. Don't be afraid to do an exercise without weights first, just so that you can get your form down. You know what's crazy is that people are scared to do that in the gym, but really it's like, who's gonna yell at you? You know? Nobody. And if they do, tell them they can fuck off, okay? Say at least let you do it, okay? I don't know. When you're doing RDLs, so you want your legs, or your feet, I guess, about hip width apart. And the biggest thing for RDLs is making sure that you're pushing your hips back. It's kind of a weird movement, and actually someone explained it to me in the best way. They said when you're doing an RDL, you should think of it as like a standing hip thrust. So that keeps you putting all the pressure on your glutes, because if you think about a hip thrust, like you're basically just folding down and using your glutes to bring yourself back up. So when you're doing an RDL, do the same fucking thing, okay? So you're going to like push your hips back, just like you'd be pushing your hips down for a hip thrust. Push your hips back as far as you can, almost like you're doing a hip thrust. When you're coming back up, pulling in with your glutes, and there should be no like over flexing, so don't like hump the air, you guys, because we don't need to do that. If your glutes are engaged, you're literally going to be able to fold over, and the bar is probably gonna hit right below your knees, not even. You don't need to go as low as you think you do. I've seen a lot of influencers do this, but when you're doing RDLs, like your glutes only go so far, your glutes only stretch so much. What else when you're doing RDLs? Oh, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I switched my grip. So instead of holding the bar like this, I'll like flip it. That helps you hold more weight without using straps, basically. But if you want to use straps, straps are a great option, okay? Everyone says they're cheating. They are so not cheating. What else do I think about when I RDL? Bracing your fucking core, okay? And keeping your head down. So when I was doing RDLs for a while, actually recently, I noticed that when I was doing RDLs, I would when I'm doing RDLs properly, my eyes go to like one spot on the floor. And even when I'm doing my RDL and I come back up, I'm completely watching that spot and like my head doesn't move. Whereas when I do them really shitty is when like my head is coming up and down and you're not looking at one spot. So that's what I've noticed, and it might be a tip that you guys could probably use as well. But I'm trying to think for RDLs. Oh my God, this is like the best tip ever. Sorry, I just ate so much food. I'm like burping. Like weird, okay. Okay. So when you're when you're going down and you're coming up, try to put most of the pressure on the outside of your foot and then also on your heel. And your big toe should almost be coming upwards. So it's like all the pressure should be on the outside of your foot and your big toe should almost be coming up. Yeah, that helps you put the pressure onto your glutes. Like almost turning your feet out almost like helps put the pressure on. So if you can just like automatically do that, it helps put pressure onto your glutes. So even when you're going down, let's fucking do some. So I like to keep my tempo pretty slow as well. Sumo squats, you guys, are one of my fucking favorites. If you want that like side vibe, not saying that it'll get rid of hip dips because we ultimately can't get rid of hip dips, you guys, unless we get like BBL stuff. So don't come running to me when your hip dips don't leave. But what we can do, is work on it. You know, we can still work on this upper glute vibe, you know? So how do we do a sumo squat? It's gonna be a wider stance than your RDLs. When you're doing it, your stance is wide, and then flip your feet out. So instead of being like this, they're gonna be flipped out. That's really gonna target your glutes. Then you're only going to go the range of motion of your glutes. Don't forget that, because people go so fucking low, and I'm like, guys, like, you want to keep tension on your glutes. So I feel like one of the best ways to grow your glutes is to keep tension on your glutes as long as you can. So just like with hip thrusts or like cast glute bridges are really good, because cast glute bridges, you're not going as low. If you guys don't know what these are, let me know. I can definitely explain them in another video. So keep the tension on your glutes. Make sure, you know, if you're feeling anything, it should be both of your glutes. And keep your knees out. So I see this all the time. Some girls, like, their knees will cave in as they're doing squats. And guys, this is just like recipe for disaster. Like, what else with sumo squats? Make sure that your core is braced and pushing your hips back. I think this is like it just sprinkles into every glute exercise that you really should be pushing your hips back. Because if you think about it, when we're working our glutes, like, in order to work your glutes, your hips have to be hinging. So you're just gonna push your hips back. You know, you're probably gonna fold a little bit more. I keep my head down. I find that if I keep my head up, I come upright too much, and then I'm hitting my quads. So what you wanna do is, because you really wanna hinge, so you want your back to go down. So like, in order for me to do that and really target my glutes and focus, I feel like my head has to be down. I'm not 100% sure. Like, I think it's so different for everyone, but that's just where I feel it the most. So kind of do what works for you, you know?
God, oh well, but I tried. A lot of shit on my mind. I've been thinking of time, cause I've been taking my time. Just trying to sit in the wine, trying to sip on some wine. Falling out of line, feeling like I'm running out of time. Every day the same, because I'm looking for a sign instead of chasing it. The good or the bad, I'm embracing it.
So, okay. I would normally be teaching you guys kickbacks, and if you want a kickback video, let me know. I've got lots on my TikTok, but I will make another one for you guys if you want a really detailed how to do kickbacks video, because I will do that for you. But I wanted to show you guys this move because it's a variation of a single leg RDL, or like a B stance RDL. And it's actually really fucking bomb. Like, when I tried it the first time, I was actually very surprised, because I was like, how is this actually really hitting my glutes when you don't even have to focus that much? Okay, so like, it's pretty fucking cool, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a bench as we have here, and you're gonna make it flat. So make sure you figure out how to make it flat. If any of you guys are wondering, a lot of times there's like little knobs on the bottom underneath that you can pull and, you know, put it down if it's in the seated position. Some of you might be like, why are you explaining that? But like, some girls might need it, okay? I feel like I needed that like a couple years ago. Nobody told me that shit. I would go up to the bench and be like, oh, it's just a seated bench? Okay, cool. I'll just do shoulder press. Like, what? Anyway, so what you're gonna do is put one knee on the bench and the other foot, get out of here, move. Not right now, okay? Is going to be on the ground, planted. They're gonna be probably the same position-ish. You're gonna have to like feel it out, kind of. Mine's a little bit forward, I guess, than the one on the bench, but you might have to just do a couple reps and kind of see like, okay, am I leaning too much on the bench? Am I like, you know? You want it to be, so the foot that's on the ground is going to be the one that you're actually like putting all your weight onto. So you don't want to put all your weight onto the one on the bench. So if this one was on the bench and my left one was on the ground, I want to put all my weight onto the one on the ground, and like vice versa. So don't put all your weight here. You should be feeling the glute that's on the ground. So right knee's on the bench, left leg is on the ground, and then the weight goes in your left hand, and it's going to be the same kind of direction that I would give you for a normal RDL. So for a normal RDL, you're going to put a lot of the pressure onto the outside of your foot and your heel, and then you're also going to push your hips back and brace your core, and then you're going to only go the range of motion of your glutes. Yeah, just making sure that you're pushing your hips back. Like, I think that's probably the biggest, the most important tip, to be honest. It's almost like doing a hip thrust with one leg. So all the pressure is going to be on my foot on the ground. I'm going to go down. And that should be the glute that you're going to feel.
Reality, I'm facing it. Success, I want a taste of it. My talent, never wasting it. The top is where we taking it. However long it take for us, cause we ain't never giving up. Enduring it, you live it up. Open the door and then you give it up. Let it simmer, dim the light and let it glimmer. Lord, I know I've been a sinner, but in all I'm still a winner. We've been working through the winter, yeah. We've been working through the winter, yeah. Yeah, breadwinners eating Sunday dinner by my grandmoms. Gotta spend time with the fam when you have time. And I just wanna thank God, cause he done a great job in molding me to be a better man, just for mankind.
We was young and dumb, but that feeling never faded. Knew that you was the one, that's why I never downgraded. Depression caught up to me and it made me isolated. The only one I was ever comfortable around naked.
Okay guys, so those are some of my favorite glute exercises right now, to be honest. I feel like I've been changing up my exercises and just changing up my workouts a little bit. I tend to like stick to a program, and then I'll go off the program and try a couple new things for a bit, and then I'll just make a new program kind of based off that stuff. Or I'll just go back to my old programming because it just always works. So yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. I'm now gonna go train quads, maybe some glutes, but I wanna get my workout in before it's too late. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.